Alright, there we go. Good grief. Really did not want the volume to stay where I wanted it to. It kept flipping back and forth. So if the volume was freaking out for a second, that's probably why. Hot Wheels World Race performs autosave data. Performs autosave data may be lost or corrupted if the memory card is removed from slot A or the console is powered off. Would you like to turn autosaving on? Yeah, sure, why not? I don't really care. Welcome to literally a couple games I felt like playing that I hadn't played in a while. I've played this one before, did this on my Let's Play channel, but I felt like doing it again, honestly. This is a blank file. It's on my other memory card, and so since it had no data, I don't have anything unlocked on it. But really, I feel like at least for a game like this, like the majority of the fun comes from just re-unlocking everything. And crash into that. The other couple of games I have set up, though, were not on my Let's Play channel, so we've got a little bit of variation here. They're not all the same type, and didn't feel like just racing or anything like that. But I did feel like playing this. I just felt like probably not showing the intro, since that was actually in the movie, if you watch the Hot Wheels World Race movie. And I don't want to get the VOD in trouble, to be perfectly honest with you. As it probably would. So hopefully you've all been doing well today. If the indication of Nightbot doing whatever it was doing there was a second ago, I set that to be on a timer, not on a command, so I don't know why it tried to act like !archive was a command. But every couple minutes, it should pull up with a link to a new YouTube channel I've made that's got all of the stuff archived. I only archived stuff I could actually get to the start of, so as of right now, the only thing that's on there is the Mario Party Game Nights, like the last 3 or 4, I believe, that we've done, as well as the DKCR Blind that I've done thus far. So if you ever miss any streams and you want to go back and rewatch them, that would be the place to go to. And that command will show up at some point, and I'll probably link it at the end of the... Well, probably at intermission and at the end of the stream, if anybody's not gone over there. I know Aaron Kelly has, because I saw their subscriber thing pop up. I think it was yesterday it popped up. Either way, it is there. And so if you miss out, or you're having troubles with internet lagging out, that would be the place to go to actually see all of those. Beautiful power slide. Next challenge. They call it challenge. It's basically a tutorial is what it is. But if you actually care about unlocking everything, then you're going to have to do that. And I know it's more of a stream than a Let's Play, but just for reference's sake, the unlockables in this game are the gallery items, which are your vehicles, and one of them actually gives you a cheat code, which I don't remember what the cheat code is in the GameCube version. I remember what it is on PC, but not 100% sure what it is here. Normally you type in a word, but you can't really do that on a GameCube controller, so not entirely sure. But you get a couple of your gallery items by doing all the challenges. All you had to do here is use the handbrake. You didn't actually have to avoid any of the walls or anything like that. But you get a couple of the gallery items from doing the challenges, and then the rest of them you get by completing races. Ending up in, I believe, the top 3 with 50 of the 100 rings in a stage gets you a racer, and then ending up in first with all 100 rings will also get you a racer. It might actually just be the 50 rings for a car and then 50 for another, and then finishing in the top 3 or in first will get you 2 gallery items per race. So quick race would let you race on any track you've unlocked. At this point, you only have one. Time trial, self-explanatory. So we'll do league. Got to do rookie because the other two are not available. And you'll notice that all the other vehicles are unavailable aside from the captains of each team. So if you've watched Hot Wheels World Race, you probably already know these guys. So I think I'm going to go with... I would like high speed, so I'm going to go with Wave Rippers, I guess. I really don't care for the Wave Ripper cars as a whole, and I kind of want to have some variation here. Probably Scorchers or Street Breed is my favorite team to actually use as a whole. A lot of them have really good vehicles on their team. I don't really care for the Dune Rats at all, though. And Road Beasts, a little. Wave Rippers, there's a couple, but those are the primary two that I use. Honestly, this game's easy enough to where you could win with any car. I'm sure at some point when I played this as a kid, I probably did, in fact, like go through the highest level of League with every single vehicle. That sounds like something I would have done when I was younger, so I probably did do it. Not that I plan on doing that on stream, mind you. That would take a really long time. If I was smart, I would save some of these rings for later laps because they actually help you get your nitrox up, aside from doing stunts and landing them correctly. But using your boost on ramps will give you, let you get access to either more rings or sometimes shortcuts. Here it's just the case of more rings, but you could save them for later laps. But if you know your way around the stage, you could easily get all 100 in the first lap. But if you want to get it perfect, all you have to do is do a stunt and do at least 2 flips or 2 twists and land it perfectly. And if you do that, you've got full nitrox bar. I'm curious though, how many people actually like grew up with Hot Wheels? I'm old enough to remember them. I remember watching the movie. I think I still have it somewhere around here, probably. I think that guy just got pushed off the track. Oh well, he will not be missed. You actually just respawn. It's not like F-Zero where you actually, you know, are just out for good. But I remember when the movie came out. I remember when Acceleracers, like the sequel set of movies came out, and the Acceleracers is really good. I never watched past that, though. I never saw, like, Battle Force 5 or anything like that. So, I don't know if it's any good or not. I know it still stars Vert Wheeler, because he's kind of the protagonist of, well, maybe not of Acceleracers, but of World Race he is, for sure. I don't know who I'd say is the protagonist in Acceleracers. I could see it being Vert, I could see it being Nolo. There's a couple people in there I could see it being. Sometimes it's a good idea to save Nitrox 2 for... Pretty much that's the only thing that you use Nitrox 2 for. It doesn't really do that much in terms of boosting for, like, getting your speed up really far. It's not like a mushroom in Mario Kart where it would actually make a difference. Like, it rarely, if ever, makes a difference in that sense. I always thought this soundtrack, or not the soundtrack, but this track's music was kind of weird, because later on when you get to racing on the higher stages, they pretty much are always like the themes of each team, depending on what track it is. So if it's like an ocean water themed track, it's going to be Wave Rippers. If it's a lava themed track, it's going to be Scorchers, etc. And this one's got like pictures of Kurt's face all over them, which is really funny. But it doesn't play the Street Breed theme. Mostly it's just the ice stages that Street Breed comes into play. It's rather odd, but I mean, you know, as long as they're... It's not bad by any any stretch. Can't say it's memorable or anything, but you know, it's well enough, I guess. But it's interesting that they actually made some, as far as I'm aware, original soundtracks for this game rather than just like, oh, we're just going to make them all the teams and then we'll not worry about it from there. Okay, I did actually remember correctly. There are some rings over there. As far as I remember, this is the only stage in the game that does not have any jumps to take, so I guess on this one you could use your booster, but you wouldn't want to use it at the end because there's a ramp going down here. You'll watch my my mouse power are going to speed up really fast here. And it will actually kick you back down to exactly 200, so if you're over 200, you don't want to use it. I probably skipped in the tutorial, and this will be the last real piece of advice I give, but the flaming wheels that you kind of heard that little clicking noise followed by some weird, I don't know, warped sound. That's basically, if you run into those, it unlocks areas that you're not normally able to go through, which is like this spot right here. Normally they're obtained from making a boost on a jump. Sometimes they'll just be on the main path, but it's pretty rare that that happens. Slam into that wall! Just felt like getting out my aggressions on it for some random reason. I'm sure it was important. This game rubber bands so hard that it doesn't even matter how fast the AI is. They'll pretty much always stay behind you unless you mess up. Oh, you know what? That would be what it is for the gallery items. I think there's one for getting the highest lap record and one for getting the highest best time. But they're pretty dang easy to beat if I remember right. Like, I don't think I ever had a problem beating either of those. Though to be fair, when I was a kid, usually what I would do is I would like beat like rookie, veteran, advanced, or whatever it's called, like the 3 modes, and then I'd have to go back and like I'd spend a race like just going through as fast as I can to get the gallery items, and then I would spend one where I would go like super slow and pick up every single ring. Yeah, I messed that one up. I'm sure that won't make anyone nauseous at all. We can make it even worse. We can put it into first-person mode. There we go. That's beautiful. That won't make anybody sick at all. That's a lie. Let's put it back the way it was. What? I used the boost? Why didn't it work? Oh, whatever. Probably not going to get all the rings on this one just because this one's actually kind of hard. In terms of getting all the rings, it's not a hard stage. That'll probably be the first... Yeah, I'd say this will probably be the first stage that will really mess you up because you actually have to take the slower paths sometimes to get everything. And so as a result, you might be like, oh, well, I'm going to take the shortcut all 3 laps, which would make sense. But it's not going to get you everything. Yeah, I think I missed a ring on the first lap when I went left after the shortcut. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah, it looks like it. Oh well. Since you actually have to go back and beat the game, or whenever you go through like veteran and advanced, like the higher level cups, you actually just have to play more tracks in a row. Like on the normal one, you have to play like 6, and then I think it's 10, and then 14 or 16 in a row. And you get less retries, so we're probably coming back, well, probably. We would be coming back to that stage regardless. And since it apparently unlocked road beast vehicles, I really don't care that much. In terms of, like, actively going out of my way to get it, I'll just wait until, playing it on whatever intermediate's called. It's weird that this is, like, the 4th track you play. Hold on. Away with you. There we go. It's weird that this is the 4th track you play when this is the only one that's unlocked by default. And this is where you do, like, all of your challenge stuff, too. Oh, I screwed that up royally. It's funny that they tell you, like, have to use the handbrake to make a lot of the turns and not to accelerate into them. Because, like, unless it's a U-turn, you almost never need to. Sure, bump me forward, see if I care. Love the fact that doing 3 stunts, like, gives, like, your car flames and also lets you, at least it feels like it gives you a little bit better turning and a little bit higher top speed. That could entirely be my imagination, though. I would not be surprised. It's just a nice little basic racing game to play. I wouldn't say this is, like, overly tough or anything, but if somebody wants to, like, get into practicing racing games, this would be a good start. Yeah, I know I screwed that one up. There used to be another Hot Wheels game I played all the time on PC, but I can't find it these days. Might try to look into finding it, though. Hey. No pushing. That's not cool, man. Don't be that guy. But see what I mean? Like, even when I messed up, like, they got ahead really fast because they just rubber banded in front of me, but it's not that hard to get past them either. Yeah, and the reason we only got 4 unlocks there is because you unlock the stage by, like, completing it, but we already had that one unlocked by default, so it won't show up. Like, I get that they had to give you, like, some stage to play, but it's really weird that they picked that one, like, stage 4. You'd expect it to be the first one, but I guess not. Thought he actually boosted me over the rings there for a second when he ran into me, but I guess not. Kind of want to go slow on that turn. It's easy to miss the rings there. And there are rings on the lower path. It's kind of weird if you collect enough of the rings, because you need... it's supposed to be 20, but you can actually get away with 19. I'm not sure why, but you can. So if you get 19 of the 20 rings on the first lap before you hit that ramp, you can actually boost the ramp on the first turn. Or on the first lap, and you're not supposed to be able to do that, I don't think. Either that or it's a reward for, you know, playing correctly. But if you're going for everything, you actually don't want to do that. Or you can do it, and then you would come down here on the second lap. There we go. That's all 100. Now all we gotta do is win. So what's everybody else up to this evening? I realize it's a Thursday evening / night, depending on your time zone, so probably just homework or dinner or the like. But you know, Friday's just around the corner, so after that, you'll be free. Which in my case will mean, like, free enough to see if I have anything for homework. I know I've got, like, a few small things, but I don't think I have much over the course of spring break. Oh, yeah, truck. I love using those while racing. He lied. Yeah, not a fan of the trucks at all. I think this is the last one on normal. I'm pretty sure it is, anyway. My muscle memory is telling me it is. I don't remember if, like, it said races left 1. I don't know if that includes this or it means after this. Alright, time to get that VOD muted with the Scorchers theme song. Heck yeah. Yo! I'm not coming back this way. Would like to get all the rings, thank you. Jerk. I'm not worried about missing that one because I'm going to come back through this section all 3 times. It's the thing about playing this game enough times, or at least when I did as a kid, like, a lot of the times I remember, like, okay, now you're only going to get really one crack at this, you're not going to come back through this area. In later stages that will happen, you'll have, like, 3 different ways to go, and you'll have to go through 1 each lap, because all of them have rings if you want the full 100 rings unlocked. It's the only way to get them. $85. I think that's right. That looks right. I probably missed 5 on the jump that I didn't have the Nitrox for, and then there's 10 on the one that I didn't get to take because I didn't get the shortcut from boosting on that ramp. So I think I should be good. Or I could miss completely. Sure, that works. Thankfully, there's no overall grade penalty for restarting. You just get less of them as you play on higher difficulties. You only get one on the last one, which really sucks. Alright, let's try that again once more with less failure. My day has been pretty good, Neon. I've done, like, almost nothing all day. Well, I mean, I did something, like, early in the morning because I stayed up past midnight. But after I woke up, I've pretty much just been, like, working on and off slightly and watching Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, because apparently I've hit that point in my life. But they actually did something in the first couple episodes I could genuinely say I appreciated. The first time they activated Pot of Greed, when Jaden does it, he actually doesn't explain what the card does like they do every time in the original series, so color me impressed that they didn't do that. Later on, Cyrus does it, like episode 8, but it's still impressive they didn't do it the first time. Aside from that, I'll probably be playing like some Civ 6 later. I think we're trying to set up a game for all the people that have not played before to practice if you've like, you know, if you're used to 5. And I'm one of those people that needs to practice it because I've tried playing it and it's like there's a lot of stuff similar, but there's enough different to where I feel like I don't have a single clue what I'm doing. Which, you know, that's just kind of my MO. I have no clue what I'm doing. But the point still stands. I need the practice, so... Apparently I don't need the practice on this game, though. Muscle memory is, like, really kicking in here. To be fair, though, between this game and the other one that I used to play, the other Hot Wheels game I had much more trouble beating that one than I did this one. Like, this is a really, really, really easy version of F-Zero GX, pretty much. It's just, like, memorize the track and where everything is that you need to get, and you pretty much, like, that's about 95% of the battle. The only difference is in GX, the racers will definitely screw you over far more than they would in this game. This game, they're kind of just there, to be honest. Play any Hot Wheels or FC? Oh, you should. F-Zero X is on Virtual Console, and it's pretty good. It's not near as hard as GX is, so it'll ease you into it far more than that game ever will. That game's anything but subtle in how much it eases you in. By eases you in, I mean, like, pushes you off the high diving board into the deep end when you're, like, 2 months old. I might do, actually, a couple races of F-Zero. I'm tempted to now. I don't remember hardly anything because it's been a long time since I played. So I would probably be terrible at it. But I've completed the Rookie League. I'm ready for the real competition now. Try Veteran League. Well, maybe I'll just do that. Now, won't I? I might actually save that for another random game tonight at the same time, though. So I always forget this game has multiplayer. One of these days I'm actually going to try that. Easy, I guess. It's one of the few that I like using is Golden Arrow. I want another crack at this, though. I want to get that last ring. it's weird, like, some games I will not care about 100%ing at all, and then others it's just like, I will not stop playing it until I've 100%ed it. And this game is one of those, but unfortunately this game can't be 100%ed technically due to the fact that there's a couple rings you can't get in one of the stages. Even if you boost it with the person with the highest boost and tilt your car up, like at a vertical angle to try to reach them, you still can't do it. It sucks that they did that. Because in the PC version, you actually can get them. But in the GameCube one, no, you can't do it. For anybody that actually remembers Hot Wheels World Race, this is not the car Mark Wilde drove at all. He drove a Stingray Corvette, I'm pretty sure. He did not drive the Golden Arrow or whatever this is supposed to be. Don't get me wrong, it's a great car to use in the game, but this is not what he drove at all. And I'm willing to bet the reason that they probably made it the Golden Arrow is because it was like it was a car that didn't have any like top or hood, so you would see a character sprite, and they probably didn't want to design that. Which, while understandable, does not make it any less funny. Because I think there's another car. It's like a dude that has no relevance to the story at all in World Race, because Mark Wilde actually does have relevance. But I think his is like an open hood as well, and they changed it. I know Taro Kitano's is slightly off as well, like he didn't drive the car that they have here. Yeah, you know what? I think I actually am going to play a couple F-Zero races. Now that I've gotten warmed up with this game, which I'd hardly call this game a warm-up, but, you know. Slam into that wall. Yeah, there we go. There's the Zodic. There's like some bald dude that drives it, which, you know, as long as he's bald, that's all you need to know, right? Again, another character that has no relevance to the story. Which, to be fair, of like the 35 racers, almost none of them have any plot relevance. Like, well over 2/3. Like, if I take a look at the, see, yes, no, he's mentioned like once, or he actually has like a very small storyline. No, no. Same thing, very small storyline, no. Yes, no. I don't think you even ever see that dude. Very small storyline, no, no, yes, 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 no, 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 no. That car is really dumb, by the way. And also, as his name for it, the So Fast. Maybe that's 5,000 fast, but it's still stupid. How fast is it? It's 5,000 fast. Crazy. Yes. No. No. Actually, he has a small storyline. No. Small storyline. No. No. Yes. No. Small storyline. No. 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 So yeah, almost none of them aside from the captains. Which I guess is not that surprising, but either way, I will flip over to GX now. We've done that, so give me one moment. We'll switch that. You'll notice I actually changed one of the GIFs, because I saw it in a Let's Play, and so I went and recorded it for myself. And it made me laugh. That being said, I'll be right back as we'll flip over to GX. It's always much nicer when I don't actually have to switch consoles. Oh, right, I don't have any save data on this one. Let me actually give you the almighty blue screen of death. Oh, right, you guys get the jagged screen of death. Even better. I forgot I flipped memory cards, so we'd have a blank file on that one. But I don't want to use a blank file on GX. I'd like to have a more readily high selection of vehicles. And a lot of them are not the easiest thing in the world to unlock. A lot of them are unlocked by beating the highest difficulty in story mode. And the story mode ones are awful. Yeah, I can't save the garage replay files. That's fine. I know I'm gonna regret this so hard. Do I even want to show how bad story? You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna show this off. I'm only gonna do one level in story. I'm not gonna show the cutscene or anything, but this will give you an idea of exactly the level of difficulty you're dealing with. I think that's just story. Yeah, no, we're not watching that. So Captain Falcon's like training for the Grand Prix. So the mission is to get all the capsules on the track and finish within 80 seconds. Now, half the reason these missions are so hard is because you're forced to use the Blue Falcon. Because the Blue Falcon sucks in this game. Seriously, like almost all the other vehicles in this game are better than the Blue Falcon. There are some that are worse, but not that many. This is a lot less stiff than the game I was just racing on was. Okay, it's Y. I can't do it with X. Gonna have to remember that. Okay, so that's all 25. The problem is you still have to complete all 3 laps. I'm willing to bet most people watching this have probably seen F-Zero GX, but the big gimmick of this is you can use your boost after the first lap, but your boost is also your health. So that was playing it on easy, so it's like, okay, you know, a little tough, but not too bad, right? You know, if it's your first time playing, you might have some difficulty with it. This is the hard version. This is the one that you unlock the Rainbow Phoenix from, and the Rainbow Phoenix is actually really good. But see that time that I had, which was 59,717? Guess how many seconds you get to do this one in? A minute, which means I just barely cleared this sucker. And I have no false illusions of trying to do this again. I am not going to go until I actually complete the second time. This will give you an idea of the difficulty curve you're dealing with. Keep in mind, this is the first stage in the game. And I would argue the second stage is actually easier because it's just memorization in a very basic track rather than this. Yeah, but a lot more capsules, so getting them all is really dang tough. If you hit a wall here, you're pretty much guaranteed to fail. Like that. But just to give you an idea of how fast you need to go, I'm just going to go for completing the 3 laps. I'm not going to go for any of the capsules, nothing like that. This is why I would argue that the story mode is far more difficult than almost all of the Grand Prix Cups. I had 4 seconds left, and I was boosting that entire time. That's with not trying to collect any of the capsules on laps 2 or 3, and really the second half of lap 1. Now, imagine that doing it perfectly without hitting any walls and getting all the capsules. Yeah. See, yeah, you would expect it to be easier, but it's really not. Like, Chapter 2's is actually pretty simple. I'm going to keep it on normal. Well, no, I'll keep it on hard. To give you an idea how this works. But this is a lot more simple. Because all you have to do is beat Samurai Gore to the goal. And anybody who knows anything about this game knows that AI cheats like you would not believe. And a lot of that comes from the fact that they rubber band like you would not believe. Like, seriously, it's some of the worst rubber band AI you'll ever see. It's insane. But this one comes not from being able to, like, you know, drive faster than he does, or even using your boost at the right time. Really, the best thing to do is save your boost for the end. It's just being able to avoid the boulders that get dropped down on you. And I don't remember this at all because it's been at least a year. So my muscle memory has definitely gone from this. But you don't have to use your boost, like, early at all. You could save it till the end and just pass him. So taking the boost out of the equation / your health makes it a lot easier. Yeah, it'll tell you how far at the top left, how far away you are from finishing the goal. Because it's just one lap, it's a straight line. But if you hit a boulder here, you're pretty much done. Keep in mind, too, I set my top speed pretty much as high as I can make it go. Ow. Yeah, I'm pretty much done at that point. Yeah, like, see, what wasn't even close. I'll give that one more attempt. But yeah, story mode is not a good tutorial, we'll put it that way. If you're looking for, like, getting eased into the game, just start with the Grand Prix. You're gonna get your butt kicked on this. Like, that hit right there was probably enough to make me fail. So I'm actually just gonna end it there. But no, I'm only gonna show off Grand Prix, because at least I have a chance of winning that. As you can probably tell from when I logged in there, I have not finished Grand Prix. I'm still on Chapter 8. I don't even think I beat Chapter 7 on hard, because Chapter 7 is arguably the hardest, from what I've heard from somebody who is actually 100% of this game. I'm not going any higher than that. And this is what I've gotten thus far on the cups. Finished Ruby, I got 1 left on Sapphire, 1 on Emerald, and 2 on Diamond. Thankfully, I have a pretty good options going through here. Usually Rainbow Phoenix is a pretty good option. I remember at X I picked, if I could find him. No, that's not him. Yeah, I picked Byrex all the time. And he's pretty good. But a pretty good option if you're not used to the game is Rainbow Phoenix. So go with Rainbow Phoenix. I do not remember this game well at all, so I guarantee you I've not remembered the tracks hardly at all. Muscle memory might save me, but there's no guarantee that will be the case. L or R. There we go. Oh, there's no purple option. It's just... Oh, that sucks. If only the green was purple, then you could have the Ninja Turtles options. Alright, I guess we'll keep it default. That kind of sucks. I thought there was a purple option, but I guess not. Alright, muscle memory, let's see if you can save me from myself. The answer may not surprise you, like not even a little. Though since this is the lowest cup, the first track, and on a pretty low difficulty, I don't think this first one's going to give me too much trouble, but I think I remember a couple stages being a lot tougher in this. I've got to stop hitting X trying to boost, knowing it's not going to work. Yeah, I think we're good here. Wonder if anybody actually died in that one. Anybody DQ? That's like always what you check for, is like, alright, who crashed? Nope, everyone survived. I will say, of all the things in F-Zero I love the fact that, like, if somebody crashes, they're just like, they're done. Like, you don't score any points at all, you're just done. Like, that's a freaking great idea, and it's almost required for higher level difficulties, because if somebody gets, like, ahead of you in points in a rival, you can just kill them. And as long as you kill them in place relatively well, because they didn't score anything, then you got a decent shot at survival. And even then, your rival's not guaranteed to get first or second every single race, even if you don't kill them. So you don't have to get first in every race, but if you could, that'd be pretty awesome. A lot of this game comes from knowing which tracks you're good at and which you aren't. And practice or no practice, sometimes that just means primarily, like, doing well in some races, knowing that you're going to probably not do as well in others. Yeah, I knew there was something about this track. I was like, it's really easy to build up speed, so it's probably like that other one that's in F-Zero X where you can just fly off the stage like that. I didn't remember if that was just a thing in X or if it was in both. Now I know the answer. I have no idea who my rival is right now. I was not paying attention to last race. But not too. Yeah, no, I'm not setting this to the highest difficulty. I'm gonna get my ass kicked if I do that. Poor little wyvern. It always does so bad. I'm surprised the Twin Narita is doing that good. Usually it gets destroyed because it has a body of E, and body dictates like how much damage you take when you get attacked. So it pretty much gets one-shotted by everything, and it's hilarious. Not that little wyvern's much better. I'm pretty sure its body is D, if it hasn't changed from X, and I don't think it has. You'd not believe how many times I messed up that jump when I first started playing. Actually, probably you could believe it. See, when you're playing without the boost, this is like a pretty comfortable speed, but the fact you have to be playing with your boost a lot makes all the difference in the world. Yeah, no, I'm not boosting again. Using my own boost. I mean, I'll still use the other ones. I think that was my rival careening off into the abyss just then. It will, like, give you a new rival, though. Like, if one of them dies, then it'll move to, like, the next person in contention. Be that whoever's in second behind you if you're in first, or if you're not in first, then it'll be the guy in second overall, third overall, etc. No one's dying. That's kind of a shame. There are some stages, though, like, just looking at the map, you're like, people are gonna die on this one. And you'd be correct. Loop Cross. I don't remember this one offhand. I remember the last track. That one was actually pretty tough for me. Oh, this one. Yeah, this is actually one of my more favorite stages. I like this one a lot. And I love the music here. Music's fantastic. Though F-Zero music has always been pretty solid, to be fair. That's not what I was trying to do. Oh well. Well, someone's died, I guess. Since we're out of 29 now instead of 30. Sorry I'm not talking much during this one, but at the same time, if you talk and try to play games, you're not going to do as well. And you're probably going to struggle in this game plenty as is, so trying to talk and play this one, you're pretty much assured your death. 28, someone else died. Nice. Yeah, Lightning Cross is probably one of my favorite ones. I remember loving... Yeah, Little Wyvern died. Not a shock. The Sand Ocean ones were the ones that I loved in X, but Lightning Cross is probably my favorite from GX. If this lasted... Yeah, not a fan of Aeropolis. I'm okay at it now, but man, when I first played this one, this was easily the one that gave me the most trouble in Ruby Cup. Which makes sense, because it's the last one in the set, but still. Ooh, man, I have not played this in a while. Holy cow. Yeah, these 90-degree turns are freaking awful. And that's ice. You may or may not have seen the mines that were on the track. If you hit them, they'll boost you forward, but you take a pretty good chunk of damage for it. So you might want to reconsider. Dude, I didn't fall off there. It's a shock no one, Little Wyvern has died. I mean, James McLeod is the driver of that. He's in first place right now. Which is, you know, a play on, obviously, Fox's dad from Star Fox. So the fact that he dies pretty much every single race, just, I feel like, cements that better than any Star Fox lore ever could. Though if you've ever seen one of the endings of Star Fox Command, which I know I crap on that game a lot, but that's one of my favorite endings of Star Fox Command, is Fox and Falcon decide to become F-Zero pilots. And it's like, okay, why? That's really dumb. And then you look further and you're like, oh, okay, that sort of makes sense. But it's still funny. It's probably the only good, and good I mean like well-written ending for any of the Star Fox Command endings, just because of how funny it is. Why have a Mario Kart when you could have a Star Fox kart? It's so much better. To be fair, you're not getting more than like 8 racers. You're really pushing for your cast on that. You have like what? Fox, Falco, Peppy, Slippy, Leon, Panther, Wolf. I guess you could put in James, Pigma. Like, you'd be hard pressed to get more than like 10 racers. Oh, Crystal, duh. Can't have a racing game without fan service. I always clip that whenever I try to take that turn too tight. Every single time. I guess they could do that. You could put in the pilots from Star Fox 2. I always forget that's an official release now, so I still have not played it. That's true, there are a ton of really dumb characters in Star Fox Command. I always forget that. I played it like once. I honestly remember very little from it. Wait, Little Wyvern didn't die. And it finished in wow! That's kind of impressive. Though to be fair, Great Star does like 50-50. It either does great or it botches. Red Gazelle's one of those like really good but really frail cars as well. Wonder Wasp usually doesn't do that great. Usually, yeah, the guy in second, Black Bull, that guy will ruin your day. Like, seriously, he's the worst. He will ruin your day. Alright. I think I might do one more cup. I'll do probably same difficulty, but I don't think I'm going to do Ruby Cup again. Well, yeah, that would be kind of pointless. I'm going to do probably Emerald or Sapphire. Because I have not played Diamond enough to survive. Oh, I totally forgot about these! Yeah, every single F-Zero race has like their own little questionnaire they give you at the end, and each person has their own character ending. It's great. After this stream is over, if you've not seen the character endings for F-Zero, go and look it up. Some of them are hilarious. I'd like to ask you something. What was the key to your win? Got a message for your rivals? Got a message? You know what? Yeah, I have a message for the viewers.
A message for all your TV fans out there? The Time Patrol is fighting to protect your lives. Don't forget it. Thank you for the
yeah, don't forget that, guys.
That's it, everyone. We'll see you at the next Grand Prix.
I always forget they have those really dumb, like, exit interviews. They're so good. Some of the responses you get are hilarious, too. Particularly for the non-human characters. Some of them are hysterically funny. Even the human ones can be pretty funny, though. Woohoo, 20 tickets. I think I've already bought everything that I can thus far in playing through story mode. I'm pretty sure I have, anyway. I don't even know where I would go offhand to do that. Is it options? I don't think it'd be options. I don't remember where the garage is anymore. That's a good sign. Customize? Because you can make your own custom vehicles in this game. They usually don't turn out that great, but you could. This is where you buy all your vehicles. The ones that are question marks are the ones that I have not gotten the hard mode beaten on the story mode for most of these. Oh, I actually don't have all of them. I don't think I've made a custom machine thus far, but if I wanted to, then I could, I guess. Items. Oh yeah, this is really stupid. You have to buy the story mode chapters. After you've beaten Chapter 1, Chapter 2 shows up, and then you have to unlock it. Instead of it, you know, just unlocking on its own. Usually you get the tickets you need for the next chapter, but that's still stupid. Also, I guess I at least beat Chapter 8 if Chapter 9 was there. I definitely did not beat it on hard, but I at least beat it, so there's that, I guess. See, the problem is I don't remember what's where and, like, which stages are where. So if there's one that I really wanted to show, I don't know if it's in Sapphire, like, Diamond, whatever. Oh, God. I much prefer the Big Blue and F-Zero X. I could actually race on that one quite well. This game looks really fun to never play. This game is really hard. Like, I'm playing this on a low difficulty. If it looks fun, F-Zero X is available on Virtual Console for the Wii. It's a lot easier than this game. That's not saying much because it's still pretty hard. But it's a lot easier than this game, and, you know, it's more readily available, for one. I'm not sure how much F-Zero GX would run you on Amazon offhand. Though occasionally you'll probably find somebody that rage quitted from the game and selling it for super cheap because they don't want to be reminded that this game exists. And, you know, I can't say I blame them completely for that. Like, if you look up, like, a top 10 hardest GameCube games list, almost all, if not all of them, will have this game on that list. If they don't, they have not played this game. Holy moly, somebody just died. Now, the thing is, if you kill other players, it actually gives you skulls. It used to be stars, so I almost said stars there. It gives you skulls by your, I think it's by your lap times. And if you get 5 kills, it actually gives you another life. So, if you'd rather focus on killing the enemies to get yourselves extra lives, you can do that. I would still recommend this game. I would just say be warned. Like, be prepared to get your ass handed to you multiple times when playing this. If it looks like I'm playing well, A, I'm not, because I didn't realize that was lap 3, which is why I only got 7th. CGX goes for under 3. Really? Wow, that's kind of surprising. How much Path of Radiance goes for on Amazon? Hint, just under 100 used. Yeah, Red Gazelle actually did that. Nice. So yeah, would recommend the game. Just, like, be prepared. If you've not played a lot of racing games, you're going to get your ass kicked. If you've not played it before at all, you're going to get your ass kicked because, I mean, really, that's just how this game works. But, like, if you can't handle frustration well, I might not recommend this one first. I'd probably recommend X. And X can only prepare you a little for this, because it's so heavy based on track memorization. Anybody who's played Brawl probably recognizes this background / stage. And yes, it is from Port Town Aero Drive. Same stage name. I'm actually genuinely surprised that this game's under 30 since it's GameCube. Because I don't think it was that heavily, like, it wasn't that mass-produced, I don't think. Which is a shame, it really should have been. Like, honestly, I feel like half the reason that this game was not continued, like, there's the spiritual successor on Switch that I've not played, but I'm curious to see how it is. But I feel like a lot of people either didn't play this because of stuff like Mario Kart, like other racing games, you know, Diddy Kong Racing, whatever, you know, pick your generation of games and then your series. But I feel like the other half was the people that did play this was like, this game's way too hard, they shouldn't make any more of these. And the people that made the game were like, well, we don't want to make it any easier. To which I will not respond, get good. It's, I mean, you do need to get better at the game to actually succeed at it. But at the same time, if you're one of those players that enjoys, like, the challenge, you'll probably have a blast with this game. If you like racing and a challenge, yeah, this would be the first on my list to recommend. This is way tougher than Mario Kart 8 could ever be on 200cc. Way tougher than Double Dash could ever be on 150. Or Mirror, whatever you prefer. This will hands down give you more of a fight than any of the Mario Kart games will. And that includes the wonky controls of 64 and the actually high difficulty of Super Circuit. There we go. Path of Radiance is currently under 150 used. Nice! I'm glad I bought my copy for 25 bucks. Alright, so who all died? Oh, no one did? Really? That's kind of shocking. Usually a couple people get lost in this one. Oh, I forgot about Silver Rats. Silver Rats, I think tier-wise Silver Rat's the lowest in the game. It's supposed to be Samurai Goro's son, who he drives the Fire Stingray, the pink one right there. But yeah, I think Silver Rat's like lowest tier, if I remember right. Am I enjoying DKCR? I actually am enjoying DKCR. It's weird that the game's getting easier. I don't know if that means like I'm getting more used to the controls. It could be. But I do think that one will age well by comparison to like DKC 1, 2, 3. Oh, I remember this stage. I have a GIF of this stage somewhere I should use on the intermission page. Where somebody bumped me off the track and I somehow landed back on it and actually passed them right at the end of the stage. Yeah, see, somebody's already out at this point. This hadn't even gotten to the worst part of the track yet, and it's only on lap 1, too, so there's no boosts. Is this a... Maybe this isn't the stage I'm thinking of. Maybe it's a different one. Yeah, it's a totally different stage. Okay, never mind. I was thinking of a stage that looks similar to this, but it's not this one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not this one. I do remember a really wonky spot in the track, though, kind of like that. So that's why I thought for a minute it would be, but no, I don't think it is. And Byrex is in the top 3. You never really forget, like, the first person you ever race as in this game, so for me, since that's Byrex, I'm always like, yeah, I remember that guy. It's kind of like how you never forget your first main in Overwatch. So I Soldier 76 always have a special place in my heart. Even if I don't play him as much now. started my channel last night, and then the game I was playing froze. Streamer Dark Comedy, any sad streamer stories yourself? I mean, most of the time that I forget about getting raided or anything like that, it's just because I forgot. Iron Tiger Blue... really? The Blue Falcon actually got DQ'd? That doesn't happen very often. I mean, he doesn't place well, mind you, but he rarely gets DQ'd. Huh. There's no more cup for the tube. No, maybe? That doesn't sound right either, but it could be, and I'm just forgetting, honestly. I might have to play all the stages so I can remember what's where. Oh god, I don't remember this anymore. Portown Lampa. I remember this stage. God, this stage made me physically sick after I played it the first time. Probably the only sad streamer story I've had is the one where the stream kept cutting out, like it kept disconnecting my stream. But that's just because of the really crappy internet we had at the time. That was supposed to be streaming at 400 megabytes a second. It was streaming at 0.7. Not 7, 0.7. So not even 1. That's why we were having issues. If you were here when the stream channel first started, that would be the issue I was having. Yeah, okay, again, I think I'm not thinking of... Maybe? Yeah, no, this is the stage I'm thinking of, okay. I apologize to anybody who gets motion sick very easily, by the way, because, man, first time I played this, I got very motion sick. Which is weird, because I don't get motion sick in real life, but I get altitude sick relatively easily. But it's, like, only when it's really, really rapid, but it doesn't happen on planes, which is weird. Like, I love flying. And I have no problems with flying. I am not a nervous flyer. I don't get altitude sick. But, like, if you take, for example, like, that ride at the fair that goes up, like, really high and really low, where it's just, like, a basic, not parabola, that's not the word I'm looking for, a basic ellipse that's just, like, at an angle, like, that will make me really sick really fast. Even if it's not going that fast, it will make me sick. But, like, roller coasters do the same thing, which sucks, because I love going on roller coasters. Like, I have no fear of them at all. Because I'm... Oh, God. Oh, I'm in such deep water. There we go. Because I was that person that was like, yeah, I don't know how I feel about roller coasters. I don't think I'd really ever want to get on a serious one. Then when I actually did, I was like, wow, this is actually a lot of fun. And so, yeah, I actually love roller coasters. It's just I get motion sick really easy, so... It's kind of a catch-22. So I'm one of the few people that actually have an excuse to not ride roller coasters because I... Not because I have a fear of them, but for another reason. Anyway, going back to being motion sick. Punch it. There we go. I'm really gonna have to fix that Nightbot command of saying the archive thing doesn't exist. Alright, who died? No one? Rolling Turtle, that one doesn't ring a bell. Oh well. Now that I'm thinking of it too, because the Mario Party poll thing keeps popping up, that is the new one, and I actually changed where I put the voting for on my Discord page. It's under, like, I don't remember what it is, it's like under polls or something like that. It's under a new tab that I created, so if you haven't seen it recently, that's probably why. So if you haven't voted for it and you want to, it's there. Yeah, I remember not being very good at this one. Whoa, Nelly! I don't remember that. Ah, damn it! I fell in between two spots. That sucks. I'm surprised that lasted that long. That was like pure muscle memory that saved me there for as long as I did. I don't remember this stage at all. That's really weird. I feel like I would have remembered this too. That's the weird part. I would remember those mines being there. Oh my gosh, you guys, be careful! Why do I not remember this track? How did I not die there? If I don't remember this track, I gotta imagine it's not one I did especially well on. Ah, I thought I actually made that. But I guess not. What the... Alright, I completely lost control of the vehicle there. That was a thing. Probably because I tried to block it out of memory. There are worse tracks than this, though. I remember there being worse tracks than this. I just, like, flat don't remember this one. Which is why I keep falling, because I have no memory of the track. I can't, like, anticipate what's coming. It's really weird that I don't remember this track at all. That's actually bothering me more than it should. I can't believe I didn't fall off right there. Ah! Alright, maybe I need to play this one a bit more carefully. I'm actually going to run out of lives if I'm not careful. Of course, knowing me, the odds of me actually sticking to what I say of being careful, that's pretty much zero. No, you don't. Had I known I was going to be playing this, I probably would have brought someone in to post-commentate with me. But I had no plans to stream this, I just kind of felt like playing it. Hence the random games night. That could have ended poorly. Oh my god. Nope, 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 nope. That's not how this is going down. I'm impressed I actually caught up to a fair bit of them there. Oh, God. I'm glad I didn't start talking, because I definitely would have died. I'm impressed only that one person died there. Besides me, repeatedly. Good God. Phoenix is my favorite. I don't know if he's my favorite. I do like Byrex a lot. I think he's my favorite, like, person to race as. Character-wise, I don't know. There's a lot of good characters in this game that are very underappreciated because of just, like, not being known as well. And, you know, if you know any F-Zero racers, it's probably, like, Captain Falcon from Smash, and, like, maybe Black Shadow or Samurai Goro. And that's probably it, honestly. I thought there was one more race there. I guess not? Okay.
From the special F-Zero GP venue, we're broadcasting an interview with the Grand Prix champion. Okay then, I'd like to ask you something.
Just one singular question. What was the key to your win? Besides not dying.
What was the key to your victory? A famous racer of the 20th century taught me all his secrets. I see. Thank you.
Was it Marty McFly? Or was it somebody teaching you how to go to ludicrous speed? It was probably somebody teaching you how to go to ludicrous. Anyway. I want to play one more because I'm trying to remember what's in Emerald Cup. Let's complete the Gen 3 trifecta of Pokemon here and go ahead and play Emerald. You know, that's something I might do. I might actually do, like, Gen 3 Pokemon on stream at some point. Firefield. Oh, I remember Firefield. I loved Firefield in the original, or in the original F-Zero, in F-Zero X, and I loved it a lot here from what I remember. I wasn't as good as it, as I was in F-Zero X on Firefield, but I still love it. Though I usually like fire-based stages in any game type, so that shouldn't be that surprising that I enjoy it. Yeah, driving on this thing is basically how Big Blue acts in F-Zero X, is a lot of its driving on this little cylinder knot, as they call it. As long as you don't make too many sharp turns, usually it's pretty easy to stay on this, but you can fall off of it. I must be thinking of a different Firefield. So the one I was thinking of had, like, a little bit of this, but it was also, like, partially a flat stage. Oh my god. I must be thinking of one from Diamond Cup. I'm pretty sure it's the first race in the Cup, too. So I guess it must be on Diamond if it's not here. There's nowhere else it could be. Unless it's not the first race and it's also an Emerald, but that wouldn't make sense to have two Firefields in one GP. So it's probably in Diamond if I had to guess. Okay, I'm not boosting anymore. Now we can go. Let's fly, suckers! Man, I forgot how much I missed playing this game. And my friends always wonder why I can beat them in Mario Kart. It's like, hello, if I can do even remotely decent on this game, I should easily be able to win Mario Kart. I missed it. Oh well. And let's get out of here. Suddenly ran out. I'm only going to play this one more. I've got another game in mind. I've got it sitting in my bed right now. All people with apparently white eyes. Where's Robin from Teen Titans? Got to fix this. Well, yeah, we keep Byrex in there, I guess. Everyone else survived. I'm surprised White Cat was actually in the top 5. White Cat's really weird because basically, if you can imagine all the cars having actual wheels on them, she basically drives with their back wheels and everybody else drives their front wheels, so it's really awkward. Like, there's no other way to describe it. I've met one person that can actually do really well with White Cat and nobody else can. Yeah, this was the stage I was thinking of where I got, like, bumped and almost fell off. I'm gonna see if I can find that GIF and put it on intermission at some point. I think it's on my Facebook page, like my actual Facebook page, not the one for my channel. If not, I know I sent it to a couple people because I knew it would give them a heart attack. Ah, dang it. Come on. Let me back in. There we go. It's always great when you get in cylinders like this where you know you can't fall off, so you can just mash the boost button. Gonna keep a little bit of health though in case I get bumped. Come on. Don't usually have trouble with those. I think someone just went careening to their death. Besides myself, anyway. Ow. You don't see Baba in first place that often. That's kind of weird. You like Mr. Deku Baba. Motion sick. Easy. We can fall off that, you know. No, not this time. I totally missed him right there. Oh well. I'm sure he'll come back. We'll probably get another crack at him. I was talking about Soldier 76 earlier. I just realized how much the guy in third place looks like the Overwatch Game of the Year edition version of Soldier 76. That's kind of funny. Later, nerds! Gosh dang it. Usually holding down is enough to keep you alive there. And I know I've gone faster there. I don't know if it's just like I can't... Like I'm making a really dumb mistake or I'm forgetting something that I used to do. Actually, it might just be that I'm used to racing as Biorex on the stage instead of Rainbow. That could be it. So like Mario Kart, you'll more than likely not realize, like, almost instantly that your car stats actually matter. At least on like Mario Kart Double Dash, which is the one I play, where it's just like, do your stats matter? Not really. Your ability to not get knocked around by other players as a heavyweight versus it being a medium or light. That's about the only difference in terms of like how it feels to race between light, medium, and heavy. As somebody who's driven medium pretty much all of his Mario Kart career and then tried playing heavyweight for a while and did not feel any difference at all. There we go, that's what it was. I let off the accelerator for like a split second. And it had much more control. That must have been what it was. And seizure! Alright, I'll stop doing that now. Or I'll try to. Yeah, that was the only difference. I just let off the accelerator for a split second. That's actually a lot easier now. No one DQ'd. Unless they DQ'd at the last second. Oh, I remember this one. The casino levels will always hold a special hatred in my heart thanks to story mode. Anybody that's played this game knows what I'm talking about. We'll take left. Left's a nice direction. Music's pretty good at least. You're pretty hard pressed to find a bad F-Zero song. So basically the way the double branches work is one side is more focused on health, the other is more focused on boost. So on the first lap, you're going to want to go for the boost side, and you're going to want to go for health on the other 2 laps. Okay, sure. We'll just nosedive to my death. Why not? What is that upside? Oh, okay. That looked really weird. That looked like a soda cup that was upside down. Like in the foreground, or in the background there. In the foreground. Haha, later, nerd. I'll take care of Black Bull this lap, or this race, so now I can have a little bit of breathing room. He's usually pretty hard to kill, too, because he's got an A in body, so... Don't be surprised if he's a little bit harder to get rid of than most of the other racers. I don't remember if it's in this game, but in F-Zero X, there's actually a mode that's literally just you trying to kill all the other racers on, like, a really basic course, and it was a lot of fun to do that. Yeah, I'm going to stick to playing careful on this with 1 life and playing on the casino stage. He says as he almost kills himself. That is so much more natural going without the jumps in the way. Holy cow. Alright, no more screwing around with the boost for the time being. No more screwing around with those either. I don't want to hang around the jumps. Alright, I think we're good as long as I don't fall off at this point. There we go. It's like the second story mission or something. What, getting crushed by the boulders while you're racing YuGiOh? Yeah, that's... Alright, so I know at least 5 people DQ'd on that. Black Bull, because I killed him. Fire Stinger, that's kind of surprising. Red Gazelle, not really. Silver Rat, oh no, he actually did survive. Hyperspeedster's not surprising. I'm surprised Biorex DQ'd. That doesn't happen a lot. Yeah, I kicked him down from 2nd to 8th. Nice. And I don't feel even a little bit bad about that. Since it's Black Bolt, no one will be upset that he's dead. Oh, is this a stage I'm thinking of? Oh, this better not be. Oh, it's the stage I'm thinking of. Oh, man. This is going to be bad. There's one section of this track that is absolutely brutal. Me doing that is not going to help. You better pray to whatever god or gods you believe in that you are capable of staying in the middle of the track in some of these sections here. Why did I have to pick the side with a boost on it? I don't want to go as fast. Ugh. Let's not do that. Oh, I hate that section so much. Probably goes without saying, you don't want to touch those. You can drive through them, they'll just damage your car. It's such a hard decision to make, too, between using the boost or not. Just because, like, if you're in, like, the top 5 or so, there's less cars in the way. And so, like, being in first is easier in that regard. So you're not dealing with as many dumbasses. Don't you bump me! Boy! I'm playing way too recklessly right now, I'm fully aware. And it almost cost me. Let's get out of here. Don't need to win, you just need to survive. Just keep remembering that. Keep remembering that. Don't get your dumbass killed. I cannot believe I pulled 2nd place out of that. I should have been below 10th, like, for sure. I'm pretty sure, yeah, I was about to say only Black Bull actually beat me on that. Everybody loses to him. Little Wyvern actually got 3rd. That's kind of surprising. Queen Meteor. Yeah, no, Queen Meteor's not surprising. Queen Meteor and King. I think it's King Meteor. Well, I guess he's not racing. Both have pretty low body, so the fact that they got knocked off is not that surprising. Ugh, my head. That's not even like that hard of a track. It's just one I can't do well in. I don't remember about this one, honestly. I don't remember doing especially good or bad on this one, honestly. Alright. I do remember getting pushed around like this, however, on this stage. This is kind of a bad one for it. Oh, whoa, okay. Let's not land on top of somebody. That's kind of hard to control what I'm doing. Oh, I'm not going over there. No way. Thanks, but no thanks. I'm happy to just float back in the middle here for a bit. Worked in Minecraft Hardcore, why not now? You have to be fantastic as long as you're doing something productive and helping the team. It doesn't matter. Oh, it might matter then. Oh, God. Yeah. No, I want my health back. Screw you. I don't remember that turn being so sharp. I'm impressed they just let me pass right there. Yeah. Nope. Oh, that was a bad idea. That was such a mistake. Why did I do that? I don't know why I hit the boost button in this game. That was so stupid. So stupid. Alright, no lives left. Better make it count. Is it possible to tie in this game? I know point-wise it's possible to tie in. It just gives it to either a human player or first, if you're doing multiplayer. As for, like, actual, like, in a race getting this exact same time, okay, that was really stupid, and there was no way I could have controlled that. In, like, an actual race, I don't know. I would assume so, but it would be incredibly hard to do it. Even when you're trying to do it, it would be incredibly hard. What's in here? I don't even remember. Oh, I think this is just... I mean, obviously it's the date on them. I don't think it has the stories, though. If you ever want to know how old Captain Falcon was, here's your answer. He's 37. You're welcome for that. I'll leave that playing while I'm loading up the next game. Well, until I have to take the CD out. Can you actually, like, change... Dude, you totally can. Oh, you can change it to Blood Falcon. That's cool. Even though I'm pretty sure Blood Falcon's actually a raceable character? Maybe? Yeah, there he is. He's also 37, so that's cool, I guess. Yeah, he kind of looks like Falcon there. I love the purple outfit for that dude. Alright, let's switch to intermission and actually change games, since I was supposed to do that a while ago. Yeah, it might register with more than .001. Who knows? I mean, it's already proven this game cheats, so it's entirely possible it records more than you think it does. Besides the end of your life, of course. Because, you know, racing in F-Zero is probably the last thing you see right before you die. file. God almighty. I got a headache now. I have not played that in a while, and it definitely showed just then. Alright. I have no idea if this is going to show up on like if the game library on Twitch actually has this game. I have no clue. Oh, guys, I think we might have found a game that the... Dude, no way. Oh, it does have it. Dang, I was about to say, I think we found a game that Twitch doesn't recognize. Nah, it's there. Dang, that's kind of disappointing. I was really hoping that we'd actually found one that they did not recognize. That's kind of disappointing. Oh well. Let's switch back. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to YuGiOh, Falsebound Kingdom. A game almost as old as me in 1996. That might have just been the other thing, but no game to load because it's a new file. Play on story. Yugi or Kaiba? If I remember right, it's actually easier to start as Yugi, which is very rare for picking your character. Almost always Kaiba's the easier option. I don't know. What do you guys want me to do? Do you want me to go with Yugi or Kaiba? Because, I mean, I love Kaiba. I feel like Kaiba is basically, like, my spirit animal, even though he's not an animal. He's basically me. He even looks like me, which is even weirder. Because he's got the blue eyes, the brown hair. I love that pose he's in, too. And just, like, the typical I don't care what you think face. I know this, like, honestly, it probably doesn't matter as much. Like, if you're playing Duelist of the Roses, Kaiba's infinitely better on that game than Yugi is. Yugi is really hard to play as, but Kaiba's not so much difficult to play as. I just remember that your allies are not as good with Kaiba, and that might be why it's tougher. Like, Kaiba himself is probably better than Yugi, but playing as any of Kaiba's allies might be kind of tough. You know what? I'm gonna go onto a page on the internet, and we're gonna flip a coin. Because leaving my fate to luck has always worked well in the past. He lied. Even though you guys can't see it, because I don't want to actually like have to show it on screen. Heads, we will do Kaiba. Tails will be Yugi. Heads it is. Alright, we're playing as Kaiba. And his almighty Obelisk the Tormentor. Those who claim to control the gods are in fact controlled by the gods. Alexander Irvine, philosopher. That one sorcerer... Yeah, we probably could be. This is the sick research facility? What a cheap-looking building. I love that picture of him, too. He's like, I am your great leader. It's so good. And it took forever to get here. Shut up, Mokuba. I know, if this didn't have something to do with duel monsters, I would have turned them down right away. Say kinda does the same work as Kaiba Corporation, but it's an American company, right? Right, their involvement in duel monsters is not something they advertise, but the company is world-renowned overseas for its incredibly realistic imaging and virtual reality technology. It's not really a game company, it's more like a scientific center for imaging technology research. But their company may be able to help improve the dual disc, right? That's the impression I got. The invitation says they want to show me a new product and discuss a joint venture. Sounds like they're ready to test their prototype. Let's just see what they have to show for us. We can figure out what we want to do after that. Roland, what? Thank you for coming, Mr. Kaiba. My entire staff and I would like to welcome you. I'm pretty sure that's Roland, actually. Well, screw you too, apparently. Don't care what you do with your life. So they've invited Kaiba along, and if you play Yugi's story, he actually invites Yugi and his friends as well to test this new virtual technology machine. So Kaiba basically nails it, says, let me take a look. This is 6-latest simulator, codenamed Kingdom. This looks like our dual disc. It's just a prototype. We're only using the dual disc for patching reasons. All original SICK hardware on the inside. Kingdom is not set up to use cards. The disc is just a terminal to duel monsters. Da-da-da-da. So it's supposed to be like an MMORPG in terms of like the story. It's not so much a multiplayer game in actual concept. So the card monsters, they're alive. The Empire rules with a population that's dealing with a revolt. Game's currently set for a few hours, and we'll be recording your play data from there. Kaiba has nothing better to do. Year 336 of the Sigvoth's Empire. Wow, that text and that background, not a good combo. That's actually kind of hard to read. After 300 years of ruling the Redevil continent, the Sigvardis Empire is faced with a crisis. Since the 12th Emperor Heishin has ascended to the throne, basically it's the typical of kingdom versus rebels type of thing. Kingdom Simulator Overload. Safety lock engaged, beginning to transition to mode 2. Transition to mode 2 complete. Kingdom Simulator lock-in mode activated. So, for, I guess, technically the third time if you count the virtual reality arcs, in both seasons 1 and 2 of the show, Kaiba got trapped in a virtual world. What's wrong? You just collapsed all of a sudden. Where am I? Where are your manners, Kaiba? You stand before the Emperor. It's the capital city of Sigvartis. Da-da-da-da. We were in the middle of a meeting with His Highness before he passed out. Got reports of very large... So basically, we're sent to squash the Rebel Alliance. If you're playing on Yugi's side, he is the Rebel Alliance. So yeah, they got trapped in a virtual world again. Two monster duelists are called marshals. Marshals are like generals and the central player of each battle in this world. Special power over monsters, so instead of soldiers, they command teams. Each monster can do the damage of many human soldiers. The fate of the battle is decided by the marshals. They're extremely rare. We're the only two in the Imperial Guard. Each marshal can control a team with up to 3. Each team has a leader, and the speed of the team is determined by that of the leader. So basically, if your team leader monster is really fast, then you can move faster. New from Breaking NCS. Oh, that's nice, but kind of middle of the stream. Really, story-wise, it's a bit of a throwaway. So you get 3 marshals to start with. I think with Yugi you only get 2, actually. So the way this works is you have your marshals selected here. You can see it says 2 out of 3. If they have go on them in red text, they are required to be used. If they do not, then they're not required. So you can actually, you know, hit X like that to add them if you want to. So in this case, I would recommend probably keeping all 3. I probably should have looked up a guide for this because I do not remember what the strategies for this game is at all. No, that's not what I typed in. Just know that there are a lot of characters you can recruit. And you can get Kaiba's Blue Eyes. I'm pretty sure on my main file I have 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons. Sure, we'll go with that. Yeah, I think this is the walkthrough I used way back in the day. Okay, I've got to get way down here because it's going to do the Yugi campaign first. Which makes sense. That's part of the Yugi campaign. There are this many chapters? I don't remember there being that many. Holy cow. I might actually have to use Yugi. Yeah, I'd actually heavily recommend... Yeah, I'm actually going to switch to... If I remember how to do this restart thing. No, I guess I don't. Okay. In that case, we'll do that. Yeah, this apparently says it's, like, really, really tough to beat Kaiba's campaign first. Because what you can do is if you beat Yugi's campaign, you can switch over Yugi's monsters to Kaiba's team. And that makes it actually doable. Apparently the first couple levels are not too hard, but when it cranks up really heavily. So if that's the case, let's actually be able to, you know, play the game. No, you do actually get 3 people for Yugi's campaign. I could have sworn you only had 2 in the first level for him. So yeah, I'm going to kind of skip all the text here, but it pretty much says the exact same thing. It's just got Yugi, Taya, Tristan, Joey, and Bakura around instead of Mokuba and Kaiba. Doable, that's not something you want to hear in an RPG. I mean, if you want a challenge, sure. Really, I don't know why they... this is probably why the game doesn't get great reviews. Is the bulk of this game comes from the replay, whenever you have to replay. Because your first run through the game is actually pretty tough, but once your monsters get leveled up and you get leveled up, and yes, there is a difference, then the game becomes, like, stupid easy. Like, my main file... the game has become stupid easy. But I think I played Yugi on my my first playthrough as well. So yes, on this side, it's basically the Empire is corrupted and you're trying to overthrow them because they're evil. So, really, take your pick on which story you prefer. Please wake up, your Lord Yugi. Get this generic-looking background that looks like it's from Resident Evil 2. So yes, in this world, Yugi is the leader of the Resistance. Gives you the same tutorial about how martials work. Which really, it's not, like, in terms of how the game works... Thankfully, it's actually pretty simple. Like, it's really easy to get used to. It's just having to know what to do in what order, like a lot of RPGs. So we're on this tiny little island and we have to take it over so we can get there. And then once you get there, you can go to the big continent. Alright, so, now that we're actually on Yugi's team, we've got Yugi, Fizdis, you know, that one really important Yu-Gi-Oh character, and Shimon, aka Mr. Not Grandpa. So, the way this works is he explains the battle plan, and according to this walkthrough, it's useless, and if I remember right, it actually is pretty useless. What I'm going to do, first and foremost, is I'm going to take this guy, because you can see their offense, their defense. The stars that say 3 is how many turns they get to attack per fight that they get in. Their level, their health. I'm going to take this guy out. And I'm going to replace him with the dude that I just switched for. There we go. So he actually has a halfway decent team. With Yugi's, really the only bad one, as you can probably expect, is Kuribo. Celtic Guardian's actually really strong. Fairlimp's not great, but not terrible. But we're not going to use her at all, because there's really no need to for this first stage. But like the other one, you could throw her in if you wanted to. Read the info if you want. Let's take a look. 300, 200. Yeah, you know what? Let's go ahead and... No, I want to edit, remove. I'll admit, the windows in this game are kind of weird. But once you get used to them, they're not honestly that bad. Alright, now that's been taken care of. There we go. And let's start. You can buy items later on, but for right now, you don't have any money, so don't even bother. The Resistance is about to engage in its first battle. Let us take the victory this day. There are 4 villages, including the main enemy base of Makad and at the base of Jakud. Thanks to our earlier planning, the main enemy force is much smaller than it once was and is not massed nearby. First, send someone to free the village of Rutham. It's not very far. It's right here. So with support as the Resistance, it will be a good foothold from where we can attack. As we free the village, yeah, they'll give you items and money. Basically, the more... You have to end the stage by beating the boss, and the more villages you have in control when you actually win, the more money you get. So really the best way to do this is just to go into icon mode, and so you're going to want to take Yugi and send him here. And then take this guy and send him here. And you want to make sure that Yugi gets there first. But if you go through this mode instead of the 3D mode, which is kind of a pain to navigate around because it's slow and you just go here, you can get a look at like your enemies, what units they have. You can take a look at the towns, who controls what, and it's way easier to play it this way. So the way this is going to work is once, what's-his-face gets to Fadon. Because did I send Yugi there, or... I think I sent Yugi there. Maybe I did not. Yeah, I did. Once you send Yugi there, and the other guy gets to the other town, the officer, the guy that's in the castle, should come out, this guy. And he'll go after you, and that will leave this guy by himself. Or maybe not? You coming out, buddy? No? Alright, cool. Alright, let me try something real quick. Send him back there. That's really weird that the officer's not coming out. Usually he's supposed to. Oops. Can I get out of here? There we go. Hopefully that will work. It may or may not work. The thing is about getting new creatures, a lot of them are roaming monsters. And so as a result, you kind of have to just find where they are. Sometimes it depends on where the timer is. Sometimes it depends on where you walk. And since it doesn't seem to be working here, I guess we'll just send him straight to the boss. Because Silverfang is in this forest somewhere. I just don't have the slightest inkling of where it is offhand. According to the guide, if we send YuGi straight through, it should give us Silverfang, but we'll find out. There we are. Is it an ambush? No, it's a Silverfang. Yeah, and oftentimes you'll actually have to fight them to get control of them, but since it's just Silverfang by himself, it's not too bad. Yeah, graphics haven't aged well, but the game's still actually fun by and large. Move the camera up a little bit here. So, it will pick one of your units, and basically you have the options of attacking, doing a special if you have any, using an item if you have any, getting info, running away with escape, playing defense, or waiting. And defense and attack and specials will consume the stars, which is your turns, and waiting will not. So usually your best option here is probably just to wait if you're playing against an actual human, because they'll heal their weakened creatures, which makes sense. But if you're just fighting a monster out in the wild, then you should be able to just beat him normally. So you pick attack, you'll pick your target. If there's more than one, it'll be A, Y, or X. And that's pretty much it. It's pretty simple attack methods. You can miss, and you can also get criticals in this game, so be warned about that. And don't worry about using up all your stars, because that's what the game wants you to do. Once all the stars are used up, then the fight ends. Or if one side gets knocked out completely, the fight ends. You can actually press start, and it will show a point value. It dictates the points by your ability to defend, attack, beating an enemy, etc. So it is possible for you to have less creatures left alive on your team and still win the round. And if you win the round, you get more experience. He's just going to guard. And the guard only works for one attack. After that, it goes away. So you can just keep swinging. There you go. He's out. Not worth a lot of experience, but at the same time, you get Silverfang on your team, and he's way better than the Penguin is. You can't switch to him immediately, but he is available now, so that's good at least. See if there's maybe like a roaming monster here. I don't think there is. I've not collected every monster in this game, and really I have no intention to, but because there's a ton of them, and like you're not going to be able to get them in one playthrough. There's no way you can get all of them. And a lot of the reason for that is because in later stages that time limit will actually be a pretty heavy crunch on you. And so as a result, you're not going to be able to actually do everything in one cycle, a la Majora's Mask. So attack the enemy's main base. You cannot defeat an enemy in its main base, a town or a castle, simply by fighting better than them. You must force the enemy to flee or defeat all the enemy's monsters in order to win. Yeah, don't chase your enemy too far. And in the case of YuGi, if he gets knocked out, then the stage is automatically over. You automatically fail. Only if he loses all his monsters. He can lose the fight as long as all of his, as long as one of his creatures is still left alive, then you're okay. I'm going to take out the crab first, because he's got more stars. I don't think the first level is going to have them get healing stuff. It might, but I don't think it will. Yeah, some of the names of their attacks are hysterically funny. Wee is what I'm playing this on, even though it's early GameCube. There are status effects you can get hit by, but they're pretty dang rare. I just mentioned that because that kind of looks like something that would slow your character down, that attack. It doesn't. Again, stuff like that's pretty dang uncommon. And most of the time that it gets used, it's probably going to be you using it on the opponent. Alright, let's see if we can get him out here. Yeah, he's out of here. Awesome. Now, I don't think we can get that guy out, the Hitatami Giant out this round. We might be able to get the bug out, though. There's a chance of that. I don't think we will, but there's the chance that could happen. Actually, you know what? They've used up all their turns, so it'd probably be better to go for the big guy, since he can do way more damage, and weaken him while we can. It looks like we won the round overall, so that's good at least. Hopefully we'll get some levels this time. Yeah, there we go. So getting levels for your actual units will give them health, offense, defense, etc. It can also give them more stars to attack. I'm going to send Yugi back here to heal. But what's also important is you'll notice that Yugi himself levels up. And if he levels up, he can get more offense, stars, etc. So if he gets a star, then everybody on his team gets one extra attack rather than just the one unit that got the star from their own level up. So leveling up them is just as important, if not more. But since they're the ones always fighting and you can actually switch out the units on your team but not the actual player, then they're going to be getting level ups more often. I don't remember Shimon being especially good, but I don't think he was as bad as some of the other units, so that's good at least. And if you're wondering where like Taya, Trist, and everybody else went, they show up, so don't worry about it too much. Story-wise, they'll show up. They flip the camera here, since apparently it just wanted to start us looking like we were on the enemy side. Ah, Rodent Sword, my favorite attack. Yeah, I'm not surprised. This game, honestly, like, in terms of, like, graphics, is not that great. It's very basic gameplay style, but it's still fun. It's a lot better than some of the other Yu-Gi-Oh games that have been made that aren't specifically, like, playing the card game. Like, this and Duelist of the Roses are probably your two best bets. But this is, like, if I had to put on, like, a game that you kind of just had on in the background, this would be pretty high up there. This is a great game to just have on in the background and, you know, kind of play it idly. Maybe not your first run through, but, like, by the time you've gotten some strong monsters that can kind of just run over anything, by the time you've gotten there, then it would definitely be a good game for it. So if you had lost that fight, what would happen is after you get shoved back, your character would be dizzy and they'd be unable to move for like about 8 seconds. It's a pretty small penalty, but just know that it's there. And at this point, we pretty much got it. So, GG. Actually, going to stop his movement for a split second here. Oh, you can't do any of that stuff. Alright, well, if that's the case... Yeah, Duelist Roses comes with limited cards. I never actually owned it. A friend of mine owned it, and we played it. It was on PlayStation, which is why I didn't own it. But it was a lot of fun playing it. I just never owned it personally. I own a fair bit of Yu-Gi-Oh games, but most of them just play like the normal card game. Like I have like 2008, 2009 World Championship, which is like one of the first GX ones. I've got this game. I've got Reshef of Destruction, which gives you arguably one of the worst starter decks in Yu-Gi-Oh history. Seriously, look it up. It's really bad. Sacred Cards. Sacred Cards is probably one of your better like Battle City arc / like old school Yu-Gi-Oh. That's probably one of the better ones you'll get to play. Reshef of Destruction though is, in terms of your starter deck, makes it really hard. Okay, I'm gonna stop him there. I'll do one attack through with these guys. I want Yugi to get the experience more than Shimon, but you know, I don't want Yugi to get killed either. Where are my guards? I killed them. Also, you only had one singular guard, so... Alright, now the dude on the right, he's not much of a threat. Really, the biggest threat here is actually the dragon in the center, unsurprisingly. The other two, from what I remember, don't really do all that much. So if you can get Blackland Fire Dragon out, you've pretty much won. Yeah, I don't remember this guy doing that much. I could be wrong. Yeah, that wasn't that much. And yeah, this guy doesn't do anything. I think Tristan actually starts with that guy. Mike Rage quit playing Battle City Arc in a game. Oh god, the freaking Rare Hunter with the Exodia deck. Dude, that guy. Yeah, as far as the AI goes, playing an Exodia deck is one of the worst things they can do to you. Like, they'll seriously just destroy you with the Exodia decks. I remember having a really tough time beating... Oh, who was it? I think there was a fight. You actually had to fight to get Obelisk, because your character wasn't, like... You didn't play Yugi or Joey, you just played, like, some random dude that happened to be friends with them. And so, to get Obelisk the Tormentor, and it sucked because you could only get 2 of the 3 God cards, because you beat the game by beating Merrick, and he gave you Raw, but you never got to... Like, you had to do a forced quit at that point, so you never actually got to use Raw. You only got to use Obelisk or Slifer. And Slifer, I should say. And you had to beat Ishizu, who was actually really hard in that game, in the basement where Yugi finds the ancient carvings, you know, the whole, like, realizing he was an ancient pharaoh and all that. And right after you beat her, you don't even get the option to save. You have to go and beat Kaiba, who you are not prepared for at all, in order to get Obelisk. And you have to beat him, because you have to have Obelisk. And holy cow, that section is so freaking hard. I spent like a solid 4 to 5 days for about 4 hours per day just grinding to get experience to get better cards, so I actually had a shot at beating Kaiba. The end result being that the only real way to beat Kaiba is by using the type advantages in the game. They have this really dumb thing about type advantages. Well, that sucks. Where, basically, pick, like, the Pokemon triangle, for example. Instead of it being, like, grass, water, and fire, imagine it being, like, forest, fire, and water. And if the forest monster gets attacked by a fire monster, they die. Even if the forest monster had, like, 10,000 attack and the fire monster had 100, it would still just automatically be destroyed. And the attacker doesn't take any damage. It was really stupid. But... apparently they decided to do that for some reason. And so, a lot of the times you could beat some of the harder characters just by having the right type of monsters. Like Rex Raptor, all he used was dinosaurs. And so all of them were Earth. And so if you picked Wind and just made a Wind deck, you could absolutely crush him, even if your monsters weren't that strong. And Kaiba's was the same way. He used a lot of light monsters, and so if you took a bunch of Fiend monsters in there, you could win. I mean, it was weird. Like, that was the one thing I didn't like about Sacred Cards was, like, type bonus. Because there's only a few duelists that didn't really ever do that. There's... Like, I don't think Joey did. Odeon didn't, because you had to fight Odeon in that one. They take out... Who do they remove from the tournament? My, Yugi, and Joey are all still in there. You're in there. Kaiba's in there. Odeon's in there. I guess they took out Ishizu? That doesn't seem right, though. You fight Odeon, and maybe Joey doesn't make it. That sounds wrong, though. Either Joey doesn't make it to the finals, or Mai doesn't make it to the finals, and Joey actually fights Merrick in round 1 and loses. Because he's not in round 2. The only people in round 2 are yourself, Yugi, Merrick, and Kaiba. And you fight Yugi, and Kaiba loses to Merrick, and then you have to fight Merrick. And I think Yugi primarily has, like, dark monsters, because he likes using the spellcasters. So if you bring in light monsters, you can crush him. But, like, Odeon's probably the hardest fight in that game, aside from Merrick. Even then, he might actually be harder to beat. Blackland Fire Dragon has joined your army. You'll always get that. He defects to your side after you win. And you get some gold and some items. Monster Reborn, Blue Medicine. The Blue Medicine's a small heal. Use it as an item in battle. Monster Reborn you can use on an ally. You can't use it on yourself, which kind of sucks. So you have to pick a unit you think is going to survive. So they figure they'll free the farmland, since that's what they use a lot of their resources for. Then they mention the items. So at this point, let's get rid of the penguin. Replace him with Blackland Fire Dragon, because he's just infinitely better. And really, that's all we need to do. But I think I will save this for another time, because my throat's kind of getting worn out on me. And we go to stream tomorrow with Donkey Kong Country Returns Blind, if I remember correctly. So in the meantime, thank you all for watching for the Random Games Night. I will see you guys tomorrow at 6 for DKC Blind, and then hopefully the day after for Mario Party Night. Should be at the same time as well. As usual, all that stuff will be in the Discord and whatnot. I'm going to link it right after I mute my mic, if my throat doesn't die. One final reminder as well, if you are somebody that follows the YouTube channel, or follows my YouTube channel to get the updates on when I go live, I'm switching that now to my backup channel. That's where I keep all my archive streams. There's already stuff there. I will post a link to that very shortly. So even after we go offline, keep a watch out for that link. If you can't find it, it's also on the Discord page as well, but I'll go ahead and post it here in the meantime. For now, thank you guys for watching. My throat is shut, and I'm going to go enjoy a lozenge, because apparently I'm going to need it. Later.